In today's video, what to do when you've lost fitness motivation.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. Happy Friday. Hope you guys had an awesome week. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. I'm about to cross 100,000 YouTube subscribers, which is just insane. So thank you all for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, if you click that button, I might get there sooner. But really, I don't do this for the subscribers. The subscribers to me just means that the information that I'm putting out for you guys has some value, and it's kind of what encourages me to do this more often, because honestly, YouTube's not my job. Coaching is my job. But what I find is that by providing you guys value, by kind of giving you the advice that I would give my clients, or at least, you know, trying to give you some insight into what's going on, well, it's helped. And that's really what, when I started coaching, why I started doing it. Coaching was not my first career. I was in IT. I loved my job. I loved my career. But there was just something after working with that first client. I had one client and I started working with him, and going through that process with him and meeting him and his mom, and that whole process kind of just showed me like, wow, I actually like doing this. Plus I like the feeling of it, and it's kind of changed my life. You know, that was 8 years ago, and since then I've become a full-time coach. So today's question came from my Instagram direct message, and it just talks about the idea behind losing motivation, about so much information out there. And I guess I'm just another one of those sources of information. So even if you listen to me and you listen to somebody else and what we say conflicts, I certainly understand that. You know, I used to go through the same issues when I was going through this journey, and I would actually lose faith in fitness motivation all the time. So first, let's start with putting the question on the screen. And if you're not following my Instagram, if you go here, follow me, send me a direct message, well, I'll try to answer them. That's really what I like to do. And this question it hit home for me, because this young lady's 41 years old, says she's basically lost motivation. She's tried this, she's tried that, and she's not reaching any of her fitness goals. And I kind of feel like that was me. In my 20s. I was always kind of spinning my wheels. I was trying this diet where I ate 400 grams of protein. I was trying this training program where I did, you know, Jay Cutler's, you know, road to huge arms. And I never really kind of found that momentum where I felt like I was in control. I felt like, yeah, I would have some good weeks, good months, bad weeks, bad months. I would lose motivation. I would be out of the gym, in the gym. But the one thing that I found out about myself is how much I love the process, because even through all that, I never stopped. I never quit. I would take little breaks, but I would always try to find ways to remotivate myself. And so I want to do something for you, my friend. So let's first talk about how we're going to handle this process. You've lost motivation and you don't know what to do, and there's a lot of information out there. And this is going to sound like self-serving, but hear me out. This is where a coach comes in handy. So the thing that turned me around, I was 32 years old. I was being consistent in the gym. I didn't know what the hell I was doing with my diet. I didn't know what the hell I was doing with my training. I didn't even know what cardio was. I thought it was a bad word. And so I was just kind of like always going to the gym, but never really seeing these big changes. Then I started watching a video series on bodybuilding.com, and I found a guy named Layne Norton, who was my first coach, hired Layne, and everything changed for me. And here's why. Because Layne created a training program, a nutrition program based around me, specific to me. He looked at what I was doing, what my goals were, and said, here's what you're gonna do. Here's the blueprint. And lo and behold, I had more focus. I had purpose behind what I was doing. I started eating appropriately for me, right? So if you're doing this journey and you're not really getting helped, it can be very difficult, as you said, to find what's right, because it's so easy to be unobjective with ourselves and to not allow things to play out and go, you know what, things aren't working. Let's try adding protein. Oh, things aren't working. Let's try cutting carbs. Things aren't working. Let's try doing more cardio, less cardio. Oh, maybe I'm training too much. Maybe I'm training too little. There's so much information to take in that we kind of self-sabotage a little bit. We get in this process of kind of, you know, paralysis by analysis, by not allowing things to happen, and then by changing too often, right? Muscle confusion. What's right? Is it time under tension? You know, what is the right approach? And so what happened when I hired Layne was, I set a real goal for myself. And I think a lot of times that's the big issue is, are you setting a real goal, or is your goal to just look a little better? When you set a real goal, you stop making excuses and you start putting a plan into action to make that goal happen. And something miraculous happens. All the other noise in your life disappears. Doesn't go away. You just find out what's important and you start to make yourself a priority. Most of us do not make ourselves a priority. Our diet, our training, our cardio is the most important because when we're happy, we uplift those around us, okay? When we're happy with ourselves, we make those happy. You know, when I talk to clients of mine that are parents and they say, well, I feel like I'm not doing a good job as a parent because maybe I'm not home enough and I work too much. Let me tell you something. My dad worked very hard when I was young and I noticed that. It's not that he was there with me every single day, but the time he was there with me, he was there with me. And not to go on a parenting diatribe, but my point is, by making yourself happy and by making yourself a priority, doesn't mean you need to treat everyone around you like a jerk. It just means that they are now going to value you more, okay, when you value yourself more. And that's where I think when I changed my goals, I was 32 and I said, I'm gonna do a bodybuilding show. I stopped putting everyone else first. My friends, my family, they were still very important to me, okay? And I still made my job a priority. Obviously, I still showed up. I actually think I became a better employee because I started focusing on what made me happy, okay? I actually went back to school when I started bodybuilding. Now, I'm not suggesting everybody needs to get into a bodybuilding show, but what I'm suggesting is that making things happen is all around the goal you set. So, my friend on Instagram, this is what's gonna happen. I have created a team of coaches here at Pro Physique that I believe in so much so that basically I refer business to them on a daily basis, okay? You've seen Stephen Bogrand, you've seen Tyler Wiebe, okay? You might know Caitlin Callahan, you might not know Danielle, but this team is amazing. And what I'm going to do for you, my friend, is set up a training program for you for free. I'm going to set it up so that you can work with one of my amazing coaches and I am going to pay for it. That's right, I'm gonna pay my coach to be your coach because I want you to get direction. I want you to get focus. And selfishly, what I'm hoping is you're going to see the value in having a coach and you're going to explain that to your friends, family, and those around you that might be struggling with the same issue. And maybe we can make an impact on those around us, okay? Now, I understand having a coach is a luxury and not everyone can have that. And that's why I do these videos. But for you, the coaching luxury is gonna come down to your commitment. That's right. I, as a coach, recognize the value in a client's hard work, okay? That's really what payment is to me as a coach. It's a commitment to put in the work. It's gonna be up to you if you follow through and if you put in the work. And if you allow me, I'm gonna document it here. We'll talk about it. We'll see how your progress is going. And we'll even talk about the coach that you're working with through the process. So hopefully that answers your question. Why are you spinning your wheels? Why are you not reaching your goals? Why, when you were eating 1,400 calories, when you start reversing, did you gain weight? Well, did you add too much calories? You said you're not doing any cardio. Why aren't you doing any cardio? You talked about your strength training program. Is it appropriate for your goals, for your needs? These are all questions that we're gonna answer and we're gonna create a plan just for you. So, to anyone out there who has questions, thank you for coming here. Thank you for asking me. And let's just do this together. Let's do it as a community. I'm really excited to help you. I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm gonna direct message you on Instagram today and we're gonna set up a call and we're gonna go from there. All right, guys? If anyone has any questions, please leave a comment below. And I'm going to put this person's Instagram handle in the video and I want you guys to follow along and we'll make things happen for this young lady. All right, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.